Hello everyone, it's Krebs here with some War Thunder! This time around I'm going to be showing you guys my keys and how I use them during the game. This is indeed an odd topic for me to be talking about, and maybe you're finding it more weird than I am, but to be honest I find this quite strange. I thought this would be sort of self-explanatory, but a lot of people have actually been asking me, Krebs, how do you control yourself so fluently and vividly in a game? How do you actually manage to outflank your opponent and stuff like that? How do you manage to fly so smoothly? And well, what I'm going to do is actually show you guys how I do it. I've actually set up my webcam so you can see my keyboard. That's my fingers wiggling at the moment. You got your WASD right here and Q and E. That is going to be very important to actually controlling your plane, obviously. And I've also got my mouse, which is going to be very integral to controlling as well. But I don't have two webcams, okay? So I can't show you my mouse, but know that my mouse is there. And I'll let you guys know when I'm actually using my mouse as well. Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna do some test flights and show you guys how I use these controls along with actually flying. So here we go, I'll just bring up my Hurricane over here and we'll just go into a test flight. So at the very beginning when you started playing this game, you were given the option of choosing two different controls, either classic or shooter controls. I went for the classic option, and I'm sorry, I don't actually know how to change that. Maybe I can show you guys my key layout. This is my keys right here. I think maybe this might be standard for everyone, I'm not sure, but this is when I went for classic keys. This is how everything is laid out for me. You can always pause the video and take a look at that if you want to. And there we go. Okay, so resuming the game, I'm using arcade controls, so obviously this doesn't apply to anyone who's using more realistic controls out there. But anyway, so we're going to start moving on up and getting into the air by, of course, holding shift, putting some throttle into it. Go! Go! There we go. And as we start picking up speed here, I'm going to hold S down. I'm going to try to make this more obvious here, so you can see the individual fingers. I'm holding S down, that's me going straight up in the air. Now I'm not holding anything, all I'm doing is holding the throttle, and so I'm going straight. No throttle, I'm still going straight. Now, this is me using no keys at all on the keyboard. This is me moving with the mouse. I'm just pitching to the left by moving the mouse to the left. I'm pitching to the right by moving the mouse to the right. I'm going up by moving the mouse up. And I'm going down by moving the mouse down. Alright, so let's gain some more speed here. Now I'm going to use only keyboard keys. So this is me turning to the left, or pitching to the left with the A key. This is me pitching to the right with the D key. This is me pitching up with S, and going down with W. Okay, so now let's try with both the mouse and the keyboard. So pitching to the left. As you can see, my movements are exaggerated. I'm moving to the left with my mouse. And then I'm also flipping with the keyboard. And now to the right, I'm moving with my mouse to the right, and now I'm flipping to the right by using the D key. Okay, so now let's say if I want to go up, so I pitch my mouse up, and that's making me go up, and now say if I want to go even more and exaggerate it, I hold down the S key as well, and that takes me into a vertical climb. So basically you can think of using the mouse and the keyboard as almost ways to exaggerate your movements by using both of them in combination rather than just singling them out. I think we should also do going down. So I'm moving my mouse down now, and now I'm also going down with my keyboard. So having both of them in combination, also your mouse going down and also your keyboard pressing W, you exaggerate the motion. You go down a lot quicker than you would normally do. So for example, you can see that, say if I want to go down with just the keyboard, this is me going down with the keyboard. Now say if I want to go down with the mouse and keyboard, I feel like it's more exaggerated. And so you get a better control of actually doing that. Now another very important thing to talk about is of course the rudders. You can't forget about the Q and E. So this is me using the Q key, and that makes me turn to the left. Now me using the E key, that makes me turn to the right. The really nice thing about the rudders is that it allows you to move on a horizontal axis, if that makes sense. So whatever way that I am currently pointing forward, because the plane goes forward, that allows me to turn left and right on that axis. Okay? As you can see, just my rudder. This is just my rudder that I'm moving at the moment. And allows me a very great degree of control. So the most the best way of getting the most smooth and fluid control, and what that I use in actual games, is to use a combination of these. So at times I'll use maybe two. For example, I'll use my mouse and my keyboard, and then at times, say I'll use my mouse and the rudder, and then other times when I need even more precise control, or if I'm trying to lose somebody, I'll use not only my rudder and my mouse, but also use the other keys to pitch in different directions. So for example, say if I've got an enemy on my tail at the moment, and I really need to lose him, I would use a combination of my mouse, my rudder, and also some keys to get away. So for example, if I want to head up and then also turn to the left, I would use my rudder, Q, my S key so that I go up, and also my mouse to go up as well. So here we go, let's do it in combination. So let's gain some speed, and let's pitch up to the left and up as well. There you go. And very fine, precise controls there, pitching up and to the left as well. So you're using that combination of both your mouse and your keyboard to use your rudder and also turn at the same time. Very fine controls. So in all, you'd probably be using about 3 control inputs at once. Your rudder, moving up or down, possibly going to the side as well, and maybe your mouse, and your mouse as well. All very important sort of stuff, okay? Yeah, you can see that. Alright, so I think hopefully you guys can actually see what I'm doing with the webcam here, and obviously you can't see the mouse, but the mouse is pretty much always active. You always lead your target on, your pointer, with the mouse, okay? Alright, so let's get into a real match, and I'll show you guys my controls in a match. Alright, so we're going into a match right now. I'm using planes up to level 6, and normally I would probably use my bow fighters first, for example. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to use some more maneuverable planes, so I'm going to go into my Spitfire Mark II first. And we're going to be loading up soon here. Now, keep in mind on my controls, especially when I'm trying to lose opponents, or if I'm trying to actually get on their 6, on their tail. A lot of times I'll be using combinations of keys and my mouse. My mouse is pretty much in use all the time. All the time. So keep in mind of that. The mouse is always being used. So right now I'm using just the mouse to move left and right, up and down. That sort of leads my target, my pointer. Alright, here we go. So first target I'm going to go for down here is JDH. Easy target. Bring down my throttle. And here we go. Okay. So for something like this, I'm just going to be trying to gain speed and get away from the mountain. Don't know where he's gone. Somewhere behind me. And so I'm using my rudder right now, for example. Very useful. Let's start pelting this guy down here. Okay. So gaining speed, just my mouse right now. If I'm far away and I don't have to exaggerate my motions and just use my mouse. If I'm trying to chase somebody, get on their 6, on their tail, I will use my other keys. So for now, for example, I'll start using my other keys. My rudder, or my mouse is still pretty much into effect here. But I'd say when you start closing in on your opponent around 30.3 kilometers or so, that's when you start using your rudder. So right now, for example, I'll start using my rudder, and I think you guys should be able to notice when I'm using it as well, because my plane sort of tilts and pivots in a sort of weird fashion, not as smooth as the as when I'm just using my mouse. So like right there, for example, right now, I'm sort of exaggerating my motion of turning, and it doesn't look as smooth as when I'm moving with my mouse. And whenever I'm doing that, it's usually when I'm moving with my rudder as well. Okay. So I think the take-home message to see here is whenever you need to exaggerate emotion, whenever you're chasing someone or trying to get away, when especially they're close to you, that's when you start bringing in your keyboard mostly into it. Alright, let's see if I can get this guy over here. I think this is the initial guy that I was trying to get from the beginning of the game. Alright, still using my mouse. And trying to lead on these shots here. Yeah, he's got a critical hit. He's down. Ah, got to reload. So right now, for example, I'm using my rudder. Yeah. The rudder is very crucial when you want to try and make sharp turns, especially on the axis that you're currently pointing at forward. Very useful to do it on a horizontal axis. Alright, let's see what else I can do. Got a Spitfire coming this direction. Let's see if we can harass him a little bit. He's down. And see, I was trying to get my rudder in there, but he was taken out, so just pulled out of that. Here we go, we've got a Spitfire. Oh, he's got a special sort of name icon beside him. I wonder what that's about. He had a wee star next to his name. Wonder if he was actually like a GM or something. Wow. Okay, he's gone. 3 kills. Not bad. Right, let's see who else is around me. So I'll also use C to actually look around me if I'm holding down the C key. Just to see if anyone's on my 6. Or where else the enemies are on this map. So I think the nearest guy to me right now is the IL-2. I have a feeling he's going to be trying to go in for some sort of bombing run. So let's see if I can intercept him. He's probably going to be a bit hard to catch up, to be honest. Let's see if we can do it. So just using my mouse because he's far away right now. Okay. And only use your rudder and stuff when you're close, when you need to exaggerate a motion. Just gonna wait until I can get closer to him. He's gonna be coming on up. I think he's just trying to get his bombs off. And then he's gonna be coming in for a big swoop in a second here. As soon as he starts making ascension, he should lose some speed. And that'll allow me to catch up to him, as is what is happening right now. But I wouldn't doubt it if he's actually looking behind him and sees that he's being chased at the moment. So still just using my mouse right now, and now I'm going to start using my rudder as soon as I need to start getting on his tail when he's trying to lose me. Okay, still using my rudder, and turning down my throttle, and here we go, unload into him. And now I have to reload. Okay. Yeah, he's gone. So nice and easy like that. It's 4 kills. Guy in his Bowfighters got 5 kills. Hope you guys are actually able to see my controls right now, and I hope it's quite apparent. Easy to see. Let's see, we've got another guy up in the sky over here. Gonna be coming down for a bombing run, it looks like. Yeah, he's going. That's the thing. When you got enemies right near you, it's just so easy to be taken out. Where's the battling going on? I feel like I sort of lost my orientation in this match right now. Okay, so we got a Hurricane just on the other side of the mountain. You can tell by the fainted name. No controls. So as I was saying, I want to try to reiterate this point and try to emphasize it. Whenever I'm far away from an opponent, I just use the mouse. There's no point in using other keys. If I'm trying to exaggerate an motion when I'm near an enemy, then I'll use my rudder, I'll use my pitching to pitch to the left, to the right, and stuff like that. Right, we got a Bowfighter. He's down though. That's good. Bowfighters are always a bit of a pain in the ass to take on. Uh-oh. This might be a bad idea. I think he's coming in for me as well. Yeah, there we go. That's Krebs, he's down for the count. Alright, so we'll try going in a Bowfighter now. Because this plane is a little bit different from the other ones. For example, the Spitfire, much more maneuverable to go in. Bowfighter, much heavier plane, much harder to maneuver in. Alright, let's try going in for this Hurricane. When you're playing in a Bowfighter, well, he's dead. When you're playing in a Bowfighter, what I was going to say is that sometimes you have to lead your pointer a bit forward, because chances are your opponent is going to be hard to get since this thing is so unmaneuverable. See what you can tell? I'm using my rudder at the moment, and I'm barely turning on my axes. So this is going to bring a lot more of pitching to the side because it's a slower plane. Much slower plane. A much slower plane. And so, unfortunately, when you have to pitch to the side, it means chances are it'll be harder for you to attack your opponent. But it's the only thing that you'll be able to do if you actually want to be able to attack. So, as you saw in the Spitfire, I was much easier to be able to use the rudder, but see, when I'm using my rudder right now, it doesn't go nearly as fast as you'd wish it could. Oh, it's so fucking OP. But I can't use my rudder as effectively in this thing. So what I'll have to do to make sharper turns is actually turn on my side, like that. You can see that probably. I wish somebody would help me right now to get rid of this guy. Right, I'm gonna try to take advantage of my steep incline here. I think he's gonna be able to. I don't think he's gonna be able to catch me doing such a very steep vertical incline. Oh wow, he's managing to keep up, isn't he? Yeah, but I don't think he's gonna be able to do it for you forever. I like how the guy's saying that the bullfighter's always topping kills, but I was actually using my Spitfire that got most of the kills. Alright, well I think I got decently away from that guy. I think his vertical climb wasn't good enough, so that's me pretty much away from him. Just using the bullfighter's advantage of good agility, being able to ascend into the sky very quickly, and now I'm going to try to destroy some of these bombers. Bomber's worst nightmare is probably the bullfighter. Yeah, as you can see. And so that's him gone, down for the count. But anyway guys, I hope this helped you out, and well, I guess until next time, I'll catch you all later. Bye-bye.
Right, here we go! 3, 2, 1, no.